thanks for checking in with MeetYourSweet.com. Here's a question for you. What should you do when attracting men isn't a problem, but getting second and third dates is? Rest assured, this is pretty much a universal issue for all of us at one point or the other. And whether you solve the problem or not depends entirely on how you look at it. Let me explain what I mean. In this situation, most women tend to look for that quick fix. Something that will help them to feel better about their situation without allocating any responsibility to themselves. They want that nice pat answer that's going to leave them feeling good about themselves, and more often than not, bad about the men involved. For example, a lot of women in this situation choose to blame their lack of success on the fact that men just have ridiculously high standards, or that any woman who's not beautiful is going to have a hard time getting dates. The truth is that most of us dabble with thoughts like this from time to time. After all, we're human and of course we've got our insecurities. But for some women, they wholeheartedly believe that this is the reason why their dating life isn't as fun and fulfilling as they want it to be. And the result is often not what they'd expect. Here's what I mean. As easy as it is to shift the blame onto something beyond your control, choosing not to take responsibility for your position isn't going to do anything to actually deal with the issue. In fact, it's likely to actually drive more men away. Here's why. If you're consistently not attracting great men, or the ones that you are attracting are almost always not interested in sticking around for a second date, then that's like a foolproof sign that something you're doing is most likely not working. It's like a clue that means you need to start experimenting with other ways of acting and behaving around men. When you decide to look the other way and preserve your pride rather than getting interested in why what you're doing isn't working, that's just going to keep you trapped on the same old gerbil wheel of failed dates without even knowing why. It's just not the smart thing to do, but unfortunately it's something that a lot of women choose to do. They'd rather preserve their pride than address the issue at hand, since it's often a lot easier short term to just blame everybody else than it is to accept responsibility for your own situation and the role you might be playing in it. This is what I'm talking about. If you want to get anywhere with your dating life, you've got to start taking responsibility for your actions and realizing that allotting blame to the other party isn't going to get you anything but a nice pat answer and no second dates. If there is a consistent problem with getting second dates, then you can bet that unrealistic male standards is not likely a major factor in your situation. It may be harder to stomach, but it's also much more likely that it's something you're doing that's unwittingly driving these guys away. When you fall into the trap of blaming guys for your lack of success or fun with your dates and relationships, it tends to have a really poisonous effect on your future dates and relationships. Men can often actually sense any bitter, resentful, or insecure vibes that a woman involved in that blame game tends to give off. And it absolutely contributes in a major way to, you guessed it, any ongoing lack of second and third dates. So in a sense, the blame shifting and the resentment of these unrealistic standards is actually contributing to, if not causing, the issue. Think about it. How is it possible to have one of those "I never knew it could be this good" dates with a guy if when the whole time part of your brain is occupied with thinking about how he's probably got some ridiculously high standards, or that no guy is capable of seeing past a lack of supermodel good looks? That kind of thinking is going to affect your behavior around guys, and I hate to say it, but most quality men aren't going to stick around for a second dose of "this is all your fault" and blame shifting. Here's what I suggest. If you really want to get to the root of the problem here, how about not trying to allocate blame or tie yourself up in judgmental beliefs about how men are all fixated on looks or just out for sex or whatever, and instead that you focus on taking responsibility for your own situation and making a conscious decision to just be yourself around guys and really put your best foot forward. Your mindset on dates absolutely affects the kind of success that you're going to enjoy. Something that quantum physics tells us is that we tend to attract what we believe. So if you're out there thinking about how men are unreasonable and they only want one thing, well, those are probably the kinds of guys you're going to continue to attract. But if you're out there dating to have fun and genuinely being committed to just being your best self and getting to know some people, you're going to attract people who want to support you in attaining these goals. You've got to try it to believe it though, but I can tell you this, when I just tried to genuinely open up my mind and I decided to relax and have a good time and just stop stressing and figuring out who's to blame, the man of my dreams showed up in my life very soon afterwards. If you want to stop getting in your own way and you want to go about creating the relationship and life of your dreams, then you should check out our 6-part mini course on dating and relationships, which you can find at meetyoursuite.com/6secrets. And thanks for checking in with meetyoursuite.com.